A wilderness of mirrors. I was the last passenger to get off the bus here in Expressway at Manch Bridge, deep in the woods of West Cork. Ironically, Manch Bridge doesn't exist anymore. The IRA blew it up during the War of Independence to stop arms being delivered to the Black and Tans. However, I was not alone. A blue Opel Kadett sputtered and choked its way down a boreen. My friend Mary had come to pick me up and take me to her family home. After a greeting, I asked her had they electricity and running water. Silly slicker, she replied. I was struggling to put on the safety belt when we arrived at the house. We went straight into the living room. There was a coal fire all aglow, a sight for sore eyes. Inside there was Mary's sister Chrissy and her daughter Katie and Dennis, who works on the land. We made some hot sweet tea and conversation ensued. I told Dennis that I saw two of three flashes on the way down to the house. What were they? I said. He explained that residents hung mirrors outside their gates to give them vision when exiting their driveway in the darkness. I loved the rustic nature of my friend's house. By the fire, Chrissy was feeding a lamb with a dummy on a stove bottle. They had 3 dogs and 5 cats, which provided great entertainment when it was time to be fed. Early next morning, the cockerel crowed loudly, and I knew they had been born. After the breakfast, I headed to the 12th century castle called Ballinaccarrigy Castle. It was built for a local man called Randall O'Curry. I stopped and took in the history of the area, which was always invigorating. After 2 miles westwards, as the crow flies, is a mass rock, where the priest used to say mass during the penal laws. This used to keep the faith among the people. Now it was time to go back to the house for lunch. How far did you go? Said Mary on my entrance. The castle, I replied. In the afternoon, after the lunch, we watched old movies on the TV. Before you know it, it had started to get dark. Then there was a weird sound emanating from the back of the house. Ba ba ba. That's the sheep waiting to be fed, said Dennis, educating the ears of this city slicker. Then it was time to go. Mary drove me back down to the bus at 5 o'clock, and the bus came into sight. I was glad to see it as it had started to rain. A wave on to Mary and a hand out to the bus driver, and I was on my way. Back in the hyper-reality of Cork City Centre an hour later. I would love to have a little cottage in West Cork for the weekends to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city.